Question 65.
Thanks, Count Corder. Minister, I am again raising the matter of the significant underpayment of rent on the Miesian Plaza on Baggot Street, which houses the Department of Health and Department of Children. That was raised with you. I raised it with you last April and again in June. And I'm wondering what progress now has been made in recouping that substantial amount of money that's owed to the Irish taxpayer.
Minister.
The rent being paid by the Commissioners of the Office of Public Works in respect of the offices at Block 1 Museum Plaza is in accordance with the terms of the lease. However, the Office of Public Works has previously acknowledged in replies both in parliamentary questions and answers that an issue arose in respect that they should have engaged with the landlord and sought to recalibrate the rental rate as a result of the new measurement standard, International Property Management Standard 3 or IPMS 3, introduced in early 2016. This should not have happened, and the Commissioners of Public Works regret that this error arose. Since the issue was identified, the OPW has continued to engage with the landlord in relation to the measurement standard applied. In the last number of months, further discussions have taken place between the Office of Public Works and the landlord, including 3 meetings on the 3rd of June, the 24th of August and the 23rd of September. At these meetings, there was a constructive discussion around the possible solutions towards resolution of the measurement issue. The Deputy will appreciate that these matters under consideration involve complex commercial property transactions and discussions are at a sensitive stage. While progress has been made, discussions are still ongoing and the OPW anticipates a further meeting with the landlord is due to take place within the next fortnight. Both the Office of Public Works and the landlord are committed to continuing this process with a view to establishing if a solution that is acceptable to both parties can be reached.
The loss to the taxpayer is approximately €344,000 per year, and over the course of the lifetime of the lease, that would come to about €10 million. So it's not a small matter; it's a very significant matter. You've said to me on 2 occasions previously, in April and in June, that the OPW very much regrets that errors were made. So there's no question but that the errors were made. But that's not enough. Regretting is not enough. There has to be concrete steps made to recoup the outstanding monies owed and push the rent on a proper footing. So at this stage, are you saying to me that the landlord, who is Larry Goodman, trading as Remley Developments, do the landlords accept now that an error was made and that the measurements that were taken by the OPW need to be corrected?
You'll appreciate, Deputy, that I'm not getting involved in a commercial negotiation on the floor of the Dáil. You yourself served as a minister in government, so you'll know that wouldn't be appropriate for me to do that. What I have said is what I've said in this reply and in previous replies, that yes, you are correct, the OPW does regret that this issue arose in the first place, and the OPW never attempted at any stage to conceal it. We admitted from the very start that an error was made, and you're correct that the impact to date is in the region of €1.4 million, and we're hoping that over the next fortnight we will be in. There will be a further meeting, and I said at the previous time that I raised that this was raised with me in the Dáil by yourself, that we were due to have face-to-face meetings between both parties, between the landlord and the OPW. Since then, 3 meetings have taken place. Another one will take place. We hope to be able to be in a situation where we can move forward in a collaborative way. But you'll appreciate, as I've said at the earlier part of my reply, that it is complex, it is commercially sensitive. But when we do get to a situation where I hope we'll be able to resolve this, I'll be able to provide further updates to the Dáil at that stage.
Sure, Minister, you appreciate the fact that this issue was examined by the Public Accounts Committee, that Keenan Brennan of the Examiner highlighted it. I've raised it with you in April and again in June, and there's no substantive progress, it would seem, being made, apart from, general kind of aspirations that you reiterate again in your reply to me tonight, which I actually got at 5 o'clock this afternoon, strangely enough, even though this is a priority question to be taken tonight. So I want to ask you, Minister, since I spoke to you about this in June, there have been 2 meetings, and you say there's another one coming up now in 2 weeks' time. Will you undertake to provide me with details of the outcome of that meeting in 2 weeks' time? And will you ensure that there's clear instructions given to officials in your department to bring this matter to a conclusion and to get to a point where there's an acceptance by the landlord and that the taxpayer will get back the money that they have been owed?
Thanks, Cahill. Look, sorry, Deputy, I can't do that, and you know that I can't do that. I can't negotiate on the floor of the Dáil in a commercial license. Sorry, Deputy, I'm replying to you through the Chair. I can't do that, and it's 3 meetings have been held, and again for the benefit of the Dáil record, on the 3rd of June, the 24th of August, the 23rd of September, and another one will take place. And if subsequent ones have to take place, the OPW will do that in a constructive fashion. We will do that on the basis of which we want to try and get resolution to this. We have at no stage at this, and you know, while this has been investigated by the Public Accounts Committee, I want to say at the outset and put it on the record of the Dáil, the OPW have engaged with not only the Public Accounts Committee but with others in relation to this, and we have at all stages cooperated to try to make sure that measures have been put in place to make sure that events like this don't happen in the future. So, you know, Deputy Shortall, I appreciate the level of concern in relation to this. I, as Minister with responsibility for the Office of Public Works, am concerned about this as well. Nobody has a monopoly in relation to concern about this. I'm a former member of the Public Accounts Committee myself. So as soon as we have resolution, which I hope to be able to have resolution, but I can't guarantee anything to the House, and I want to be very clear that, Cahill, look, I will revert to the House as soon as I have an update.
Thank you, Minister.